Welcome back to Photoshop CC 2021 Classroom Book Chapter 7. This is part 2 of typographic design. And last one we went ahead and finished our clipping mask to create digital, and now we're going to go ahead and work on this type with a path. So let's go ahead into our image. I had to go ahead and close mine because I was having a few issues. So let's go ahead on our layers panel and click on our model. And then let's go ahead and go to our window, come down here to paths. And we want to go ahead and show those paths. So let's go ahead and click on this speech path to make it visible. So you can see we've got this kind of wave coming out of her mouth. We're going to go ahead and put some type on that. So let's grab our horizontal type tool. Let's go over here to our character panel and switch to Myriad Pro, and let's choose regular. Let's make it 14 points. And let's go ahead and set that tracking to -15. So we have to actually put that in. -15. We want our color to be white. White is FFF, and say OK. And let's go ahead and turn our ligatures off. And let's go ahead and leave it on all caps. That should do us pretty well. Now, because we are aligned to the right, it'll go ahead and start at this side. So we want it to come out of her mouth. So let's go ahead with our zoom in, show you what I'm doing a little bit better. So as soon as I take my type tool and come over this path, I'm going to get a slanted path. And the first thing I want to write is going to give you some lorem ipsum. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and write what's new with games. I didn't put a space in there. And question mark. I'm going to go ahead and take that games, and let's go ahead and make that bold. And now I'm going to use the same thing, and I want to go ahead and create a couple more type paths. So let's go ahead and grab our layers panel, commit to say yes, this is what we want. So I've got what's new with games. Let's do a right click and a duplicate layer. And instead of games, we're going to say music and say save. Okay. And it's going to end up right on top of that. So we're going to go ahead and click here to games. And I want to go ahead and write music. And I shouldn't be getting that. So let's go ahead and move tool. Let's grab that one. And let's grab our type right here before games. And write music. And I want to go ahead and move this just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead with my move tool. I want my edit. I want free transform path. I want to go ahead and tilt it just a little bit. So I'm going to grab this arrows, and you can see my tilt is happening up here at the top. So I can make that 15 degrees and a tab. I'm going to go ahead and move that and commit that. And let's go ahead and move that up above music. And let's go ahead and grab games again. What's new with games? And we can do a right click and a duplicate layer. And instead of games, we're going to put phones. We can spell phones and say OK. Now I've got the same thing again. We'll grab that move tool. Go ahead and grab it, bring it down, grab my horizontal type, write in before games. Let's delete games. Write in phones. Too many S's. All right, so same thing. Let's go to our move tool. Let's do our edit, transform path, free transform path, and let's go ahead and take it to like a -15. All right, and commit that change. All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. So there's a few more things we can do. Let's do Control S and save what we've got. We actually want to warp the point type just a little bit. So we're going to right click in or control click into what's new with games. So let's grab our click here. Let's grab our what's new with games, undo. All right, I'm going to grab my what's new with games. Grab it in my layer file. I'm going to do a right click. And I want to go ahead and over here in the layers panel. Let's go ahead and grab our warp text. It's going to say, how do you want to warp it? So we want to go ahead and choose our style is going to be wave. Thinks you can do all kinds of funky things here. We want our bend to be 33%. Our horizontal distortion is going to be -23. And our vertical is going to be 5. And we're going to say OK. So we kind of create a different look and feel. So it kind of looks like it's floating on a wave out of the corner. So go ahead and choose what's new with music and do some type of warping with that one as well. So let's warp the text. And I'm going to go ahead and choose wave again. Maybe I want to try flag. You want to try something else. Go ahead and make it your own. I'm going to choose wave again, but I'm going to bend fine. So you can kind of choose your distorter here. Whoa, that's fun. So make it your own. And let's do it with the what's new with phones as well. So I'm going to do a right click, warp text, choose that wave again, and bend this way. Whoa. Maybe it's a little too bendy. All right. So then we've gone ahead and played with that. Let's do a Control S and let's save. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pause this one because I know some people have problems with the path. So we're going to go ahead and pause it, and I will pick back up on adding paragraph type from a sticky note.